So now I'm going to invite everyone in after making an offering for the invocation, for our intention. If you're following along in a ceremonial way with me, please join me in taking a few deep breaths, lengthening your spine, noticing your feet on the ground or your body in the chair, however you're sitting or lying down, but be aware of your own personal alignment. Making the pathways to receiving oxygen free and easy, relaxed, and in fact, just scanning your body to relax from head to toe. Head, neck, and shoulders, chest, heart, lungs, abdomen, intestines, liver, kidneys, adrenals. Your entire spine relaxing so that you can sink down deeply into your root chakra, into your sits bones, into your sacrum or sacred bowl, and through the legs, thighs, knees, calves, ankles. Feel the ankles soften and relax all the way down to the bones in your feet. And through that sense of relaxation, let's intentionally, right? We're using our I am presence with intention to ground ourselves down, imagining we're surrounded by this brilliant white light and anchoring all the way down to the core of the earth, this central point for vitality and life force, right? This red, molten, lavic core. And when we do that, we feel this grounding. We also feel a sensation of it activating our root chakra because it resonates in alignment. It's an alignment. So feel that resonation of your own vital life force, the blood, the hemoglobin specifically that is activated with this awareness of iron, that we are in alignment, we parallel, right, our deepest sense of grounding so that our container is balanced, right? And this activation, in fact, supports the activation naturally of all the other chakras so that all of our chakras are open, fully functioning, balanced, and aligned, right? Front and back. We are multidimensional. It's not just a little line with some chakras hanging there. We are multidimensional. They're spinning. We're hurtling through space on this planet called Earth, on this giant blue marble. So exhaling when you need to, inhaling full deep breaths, just naturally cleansing and clearing. You don't have to do anything about it, but we are activating the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, white, violet, and white. All of the chakras are open, fully functioning, and this energy then spills out through our toroidal field. This toroid is now infused with the rainbow light of this chakric energy. Just feel it flowing naturally up and down around, right? A hologram of energetic flow, now activated with not only these colors, but the emotions of joy, strength, and peace, or joy, peace, and strength, courage at your heart, gratitude, humility, and divine love. Just feel those energies, those colors expanding out. In fact, when we do this, I know from direct experience that we are tapping into all of our ancestors, right? Any and all souls that we are connected to across the veil. They come to us in colors, in energy, in electricity, in thoughts, right? Feelings, sensations. And then now feeling or sensing this field as it expands out, know that it's bringing coherence to our heart field, right? Our heart center, our brain center are now in coherence in this unified field of awareness that we have just created with our intention. And then with this heart field open, allow the heart, from your heart, to form an intention for the reading. If you're following along, for following with me from your heart center, tune into an intention for this beautiful full moon in Libra, that it may bring guidance and wisdom to you specifically in the exact way, in the perfect way you need to receive it. And just let any distractions or sounds that pop in just move through with ease and grace. There's nothing to do. Just know they're flowing with the greater field, in and out, throughout, and just going where they need to go. And your intention is staying on course, because we're placing our attention here and now, right here and now, for this reading, this full moon reading, this guidance. And to anchor that all in, we're going to create a sacred circle. We're calling in all of the directions, the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. We're calling in all of the elementals, earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, gammas, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit with us in the sacred circle. Bring your guidance and wisdom to the symbols, so that when we take our breath, our vital life force, with our intention and blow it into the pieces in the basket, we will receive through the symbols configuration, through their relationship to one another, we will receive guidance about what we are asking in our intention. So ask for the clearest, the brightest, the most focused, the most direct information that will support you at this time. You and those you love, as if that's a part of the intention for you today. And then calling in all of our guides, angels, teachers, guardians, the seen, the unseen, the magical, the mystical, the two-legged, the four-legged, the many-legged, the winged ones, the finned ones, and the creepy crawlers. Come and be with us. Join us in the sacred circle of divine light and intention to bring our attention to this movement, to this life flow of energy and the information that it brings forth. Come and be with us, all of our ancestors, those who've gone before us, lived a good life and transcended, and are now here working on our behalf. Come and be with us. Come and be with us, all of those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins. Come and be with us. Come and be with us as I rattle to align our frequencies with an alpha or theta state, or that state in between alpha and theta, so that we are the most receptive, the most expanded in an altered state of awareness, not in the thinking mind, but in our intuitive mind, our sentient mind, our sentient mind, so that we have direct knowing, right? We can have a direct revelation in observing these relationships, and they will carry out into the world, into your state of being, and reflect, the world will reflect to you these answers in your everyday world too. So with that said, and in the receiving, for the asking and the receiving, may we have gratitude and appreciation, not only for what we receive, but for all those we are in contact with. May they also receive it through our presence. In full faith, so be it. Aho. Okay, just please excuse all the dings and pings, and apparently those didn't get silenced, but join me now. I am going to, let me turn on this light. The light for the overhead camera will be on, and I'll have another light here shining for us. So again, taking 3 deep breaths with me as we blow into the basket, filling these pieces with our intention, putting the attention on the reflection of wisdom that they offer us. Beautiful. Thank you. And just know, at any time that you're watching this, in the future, you will also be receiving. Here's my second light, so that will just shine a little more light on the pieces themselves. And bear with me again, one more adjustment will be to share my screen with you. There we go, with the overhead camera. There we go. So get rid of all this and get a full screen for you. And here we go, just a slight adjustment on the angle and a little bit more in the depth here. So just get you greater depth of field. I think that's pretty close. So I'm going to just dive right in today. I'll make this short and sweet. Okay. All right. So take a breath or two and become aware of the spread of these pieces. And I think, as anyone can see, it's pretty clear here that the spread is really pretty even, which is very beautiful. We have a lot of space and kind of an even amount of space. One area that kind of stands out to me, which is, this is beautiful. It's closest to you. See how close I can get here. This piece is closest to you if you were sitting across from me having a one-on-one reading. And this is the third chakra, right? That area of strength, right? Your personal power, your power point. And this is interesting because closest to it, to you and to that piece here is, I'll pull it back, is the inquiry. So whatever you were thinking about, this piece of coral represents the inquiry. Underneath it is Mars, a planet of action, the great ones on your father's side, and your father or your grandfather on your father's side. So your paternal grandfather and great ones, the male, the men on your father's side. This is interesting. And in fact, here is your grandmother on your father's side, and here is your father. Now, I'm just saying this as the initial focus because that's pretty amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4 ancestors right there, and then a fifth, a young one on your father's side. So this paternal lineage is really coming in today. And then we have a little bit of balance here with the grandmother. So we have grandmother paternal and maternal, maternal grandmother, and maternal grandfather. So that's interesting, right next to your father. So this inquiry, it's opening up right toward you. The focus is on you. And I would say one of the key points here to keep in mind is if you're seeking clarity in anything right now, a big part of intentional time should be spent on reflection. It's about reflecting on what brought you to this point here. And now the full moon is shining its light to give you further clarity. This is also interesting, and it's kind of balanced up in the air. I'm going to try to hone in on here, is this idea of rebirth. If you're feeling like you're kind of rebirth, yep, it is time to receive this experience of a rebirth or a soul retrieval, because that rebirthing or that soul retrieval or soul remembering in part will be, excuse me, will be significant in that it holds a piece that has been hidden or kind of locked up or unavailable to you until this point. So, in fact, it is facilitating this idea or this sense of a transfiguration. The downloads are coming in from above the head through the crown, and then they are being processed in the heart. This is drum or the heartbeat. And yeah, this is the medicine here. This is our medicine right now. The heart. Tune into your heart. Go within. Take some time. Seeking your own truth. Here is the sword of truth. And on top of the sword, we have Venus and the earth. So interesting. So, truth, love, and beauty about what it is you love about the earth, about earthly things. Being in a state of gratitude, I would say, is important. This is what's aligning with grandmother energy, making actually a little sacred triangle here. And this being at this tip of the diamond here, kind of a real deep core message, again, is, as I said, a reflection, reflecting on your own inner truth, the truth that you absolutely know because of your direct experience. And, this is again, so this blueprint that we come in with, you could say it's your astrology chart or anything that gives you information, your DNA, who does the DNA work? I mean, there are so many methodologies and systems, human design, or if you're into, I forget the one that's the DNA one, the name of it, but it doesn't really matter. It's just about the blueprint, this blueprint that was set in motion before you came, this your divine orders, So that is here, and it is also facing down, which to me is indicating this idea of this information that you're seeking is within. It's not going to be without. Everything is falling apart and crumbling. There's so much chaos in the world where it's shaky ground right now. So we may not be able to depend on those things that we once thought were stable. We have to find the stability within. And in fact, this is where we will be in alignment or coherence with the eye of God, right? If you want to see with the eye of God, that bigger picture, you have to align with the one, the source of creation. That is what is going on. Oh, and this was interesting. This little abalone cross was on its side. When these pieces are on its side, if you've listened to me speak before about symbols, is that it's like that saying about there's 3 sides to every coin, 2 sides and the edge. And the edge is where the power is because you can see both sides of the coin. Right. So that being that kind of angelic, that higher source of wisdom, the higher self, that crown chakra as it's open to the divine white light, that is on its side, and it's saying, it's the oneness, it's the beginning, the ending and the beginning. And it's also about the superconscious, this expanded state of awareness that we all have because we came in with that. That was our birthright, right? That's what we came in with. We've just been in a human form in a process of forgetting and then remembering. This is why we said here at the beginning, we're having a soul retrieval or a soul remembering. And this is the transfiguration that is happening. We are returning to the light, the source. And by returning to source light and source wisdom, this is no accident. Here is the key. The key will be close at hand. The key will come in perfect timing. The key is all about what needs to be put into place before we get to the fork in the road. We're all having a fork in the road moment, really making these decisions. And Uranus is here saying, boom, things are going to come in bursts like bolts of lightning. They're not going to be slow and steady. They're going to be quick and surprising, unexpected. And then, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to correct myself. This was the moon. This is Venus. This is the moon. So in the very beginning, when I said, here's your grandmother, she's right next to the moon. And she's resting on the sword of truth. So it's like your emotions, right? You're feeling a lot of emotions. Just know the light is being shown on the emotions to show us, to inform us about something that we're asking for, something that we're seeking. And then the still here, Venus is here next to Uranus. It's like if we know, if we have like a default or what's it called? Like a deal breaker, you say, if I don't have XYZ, it's not happening. I mean, that's what this Venus is all about. Like being in a state of love and acceptance, yes. But also as a human, we have to have boundaries, right? And that is our sacred journey, right? To have the boundaries, to know when we have these moments of downloads, boom, clarity, boom. When those things make sense is when we are in our own centered container of truth, love, and beauty. That's what I mean by, the deal breaker or the things having to be in a particular way. It's just that we have to have some level of discernment. So it's about discernment. So it's helping us with discernment as we travel on this, this journey of transfiguration, of a rebirth that we're all having. And it's all about, again, it just keeps coming up, is Saturn, Pluto. We're in a Pluto return in the US that will be with us our lifetimes, I believe. Pluto, or at least this configuration I'm thinking of with the Pluto return, it's a massive long-term process. So what's more important than ever is to be in a state of innocence. That's deer toe. It says when the structures are getting you down or the structures are crumbling that you once thought were which you could depend on. Here, this little heart-shaped dagger is about cutting away, cutting through the BS, the belief systems that no longer serve, and taking upon ourselves full responsibility for co-creating this next chapter in our life. That's what it's all about. But innocence is important. By staying in innocence, this is how we stay attuned to the eye of God. And in fact, here is Bear Claw saying, yep, it's all about that going within, reflection, introspection in order to see the bigger picture, right? We sometimes have to take a step back to move forward. So staying grounded, when things feel like they're getting foggy or we're challenged around our greater vision, what's important to remember here is that abundance is our birthright, right? There is an abundance of answers. There's an abundance of ways to get there. There's an abundance of people, places, things, that we might need in order to make this journey. And this is what is the vision is sitting right on this idea of abundance. There's total abundance, and when we have clarity about it, this third eye will be open. Just be paying attention to these downloads coming in. Then you'll see it through the third eye, and then you'll be able to move forward. This is what Horse is all about, moving forward and moving forward toward community that you get support from, that you feel protection from, that you feel in alignment with Pachamama or the Great Mother, right? That's what's going on here. Find your people, find your community of resonance, your people who mirror back to you the highest, right? Your highest and best. And just know that we also have, this idea of calling in, ask. What is Abraham always? That's one of her greatest themes, right? Ask and you shall receive. Ask, this is rattle, ask and you shall receive. And I feel like this is classic. This is perfect. Pachamama is all about giving, right? She gives and gives and gives. And so just know the emotional aspects that are flowing here. Oh, wow, we had a double one today. Fascinating. So it is definitely, it's like the ending and the beginning, the newness, the new creations, right? And this is you right next to the one. It's a full moon. It's like a completion. It's a completion time. And yet the light is shining to reflect to us the next step. That's all we need to know is the next step. If you're feeling overwhelmed, that's what you need to do is focus on just the next step. And then next to that is Mother, Divine Feminine, here assisting with this transition. A lot of clarity of mind, and this beautiful eagle condor coming out of the other. So here's the other. Just know this vision of the future might be a little masked or hidden, or it may be represented through the other, through the feminine, through the mother, the great ones on your mother's side. These are your maternal ancestors, key ancestors, all the great ones, the great great greats, the great 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 greats, and mother. This mother feminine energy here really is being amplified now. Just, look at the earth. She's in upheaval, just like us. Things are crashing, things are flooding, burning, changing. And just know you can still make a wish amongst all the turmoil. What's at the heart of the reading here is, we have our star nations with us next to the shaman. The great mystery and what is not yet created is really here kind of like on the sidelines, really helping us. Yep, with this work in the world, this greater work in the world, because our DNA is changing as we go through the photon belt. We're needing protection and guidance. We have, it's critical to have community right now through this transition. And, the time is now. This is a little timekeeper right at the center. It's time to reclaim the sacred in all things, right? Time to claim the sacred, even though there's a veil there's some fog, there's uncertainty. This is why you got to keep your eye on the prize, which is the vision, the new earth, the love. Stay in a frequency of love as we move through these solar transformations. This is the sun. Because if you stay here with the heart, you and your heart, one, you will wherever you're at, the beginning of something, the end of something, you're going to get some light shed onto that, this solar energy right now that's affecting all of our DNA is definitely a part of this greater plan. It's all unfolding in ways that we, in our human mind, cannot even begin to digest. So you got to just go for the ride, right? We signed up to get on the roller coaster of life, and here we are, human beings, now having to hang tight during all the dips and the turns. So just remembering, though, what's at the core of all of it is this essence of love. Stay in love and light. Let that be what is amplified out into the world, and do ceremonies. Even it says this is a ceremony. This reading is a ceremony. If this is all you do all month, so be it. It's like this is your ceremony. This is the ceremony for the rebirth of this full moon in Libra right now. Right? And the timekeepers are really saying things are speeding up. Time is at hand. This fork in the road, we're coming up to it. We're in it. We're in the fork. And we're having to discern, make decisions. But we've got the ancient ones, the masculine, the maternal ancient ones are right here. And so are the maternal ones are here. The paternal ones are right there. Yeah, paternal ones. And it might show up for you physically in a young adult. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Or a young male that you love or that you care about, or that you're in relationship with in some way. There may be a connection there. So that is one little signpost here to keep your eyes peeled. But just know, because of this Pluto return that is happening on a greater scale, a grander scale, what's important with that too is to keep the throat chakra open, expressing, asking, receiving, sharing, right? Mercury, communication. And research, really digging in and doing some research on the things that you have great questions about, or that these downloads you're receiving, do your research then. to confirm and affirm the how it relates, or if it even relates to what you are asking for, where you're wanting guidance to or from. So I hope that helped everyone, and I do hope this got recorded, because now I'm seeing, oh my gosh, I don't think it got recorded. Oh well, I hope so. I'm going to stop share. Okay, was this being recording? Okay, it was recording. I just couldn't see the recording button. Sorry, people. Didn't mean to panic there. But hopefully the recording has run its course in a perfect way. You received information that will be helpful for these new energies coming in with the full moon. And just know these are preparing us for these eclipses that are coming, because they're going to be really, really powerful. In fact, some of you may be already tuning in to some of the energies around that. So I send all my love and light your way. Let's just take a deep breath in. You can always listen to the recording again and get a better overhead view when you stop the replay anywhere you want. And let's just give thanks, gratitude for this information that came to us through the symbols. I'm gonna move the camera out of the way. And let's just close the circle so that we give thanks again for all that was received. And may what was received flow out into the universe to all that we come in contact with. So that each of us find our own true strength, our leadership, to bring guidance to us, no longer needing a guru, but now finding that guru within, right? That deep inner guidance within. In full faith, so be it. Aho. And if anybody's interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can always go to my website and book a session or book a discovery session or a consultation and see if it's a fit or we're a match. And I'd be more than happy to work with you or your group. I do group readings, which are really wonderful. In fact, I have a large group reading coming up the 1st of May. So if you're interested in that, please let me know.